Christ has set us free. Set us free from what? What does it mean to be free? Someone's going to read for me in a moment, John 8:36. Who has that? You will? Okay, just hold one moment. I'm going to read a couple of verses first. Luke 4:18. When Christ stood up and started preaching, what was the first thing he said? This is in his hometown of Nazareth. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to set at liberty those who are oppressed. So one of the things that Jesus came to do is to set people free. The whole Bible is the story of a nation who is saved from slavery and brought to their own land. They're saved from slavery to Pharaoh so they can serve the Lord. Now, did God save the children of Israel from slavery? Did he set them free from slavery so they wouldn't have to serve anybody? No. Remember what Moses said to the Pharaoh? Let the children of Israel go that they may serve me. So everybody's going to serve somebody. And you know, when the children of Israel stopped serving God and they started serving pagan gods, the Lord said, look, I'm going to withdraw my protection from you and you'll find out what hard labor is. I'm going to let these other nations conquer you and you'll serve them. And you'll say, oh, I wish we could serve the Lord again. It was much better. So whenever they were overcome by the Philistines or by the Babylonians or by the Assyrians or by the Moabites or whoever it was, God was basically saying, so you think it's hard serving me? I'll let you serve them for a while. Let me know how that goes. But you either serve the Lord. Didn't Jesus say, come after me, take up my cross, I'm meek and lowly. You'll find my yoke. What is a yoke? It's an instrument of service. So when you follow Christ, you are yoked to Jesus. You serve with Jesus. But he says, my yoke is what? It's easy. My burden is light. How much easier was it for the children of Israel to be going through the land of the wilderness there on their way to the promised land with a God that loves them? He feeds them with bread from heaven. They're not tromping down under the hot sun making bricks for the Egyptians anymore. Remember, it kept saying the hard labor. The Pharaoh made them serve with a rigor. He said, I'm going to increase your work. Like, you got to make bricks without straw now. And they tried to grind them down so they wouldn't grow. You remember, he said, the children of Israel, they're multiplying. If they join our enemies, we're done for. So they tried to kill them off by working them to death. But the more they oppressed them, the more they grew. Which, by the way, is still true with Christianity. It seems like in times of great persecution, the church thrives. Have you ever noticed that in history? So the whole Bible story is one of saving a nation from slavery to the enemy that they can serve God with joy. John 8:32. You will know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Go ahead, read for us then the next verse, John 8:36.
Therefore, if the Son makes you free, you shall be free indeed.
Now, when the religious leaders Jesus was speaking to heard him say that, that really bothered them. And they said, we're Abraham's children. We've never been slaves to anybody. Jesus told them, for one thing, he said, you're not children of Abraham because you're trying to kill me. You're children of your father, the devil. But he went on to say, whoever sins is a slave of sin. So the Lord wants to set us free from the bondage and the slavery of sin.